Okay, so on the meeting, we're at 7:08. Allegiance to the flag,
United States of America, and to the republic
for which it stands,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
justice for all.
We have a moment of silence for all the persons. Are there any corrections to the minutes?
There was one thing I would ask Commissioner Ginny to I just thought, Ginny, Commissioner Kling, I don't know if her question was about what a quorum was.
My question simply is, have we reached a quorum?
Yes,
We have.
okay.
Marvelous, thank you.
From last month in the minutes,
Oh, that was about the union meeting.
yeah, but I don't think that, like, do you recall your question to
Yes, Michael, my question was, at his meeting, he indicated unanimous. Dorothea, you can clarify this. We talked about it. I said, what does unanimous mean? And he simply means it's the majority of the people at the meeting.
I just think that should be rectified, because I think,
Well, the question really is, Michael, how many people were at the meeting, and what does unanimous means that everyone at the meeting? Well, what I asked, what was the number of the union members? And as I recall, it's over 100, just slightly over 100. And my real question was, how many people were present at the meeting? I don't know that we want to change the minutes, but that was really my
I would
intention.
suggest you change them.
Got a motion?
I'd make a motion to change them.
Read.
Excellent.
I would have it,
And I would second that motion.
so I would want the minutes changed to how you want it to reflect your statement you're about to make.
Very good. I would reflect the following statement. Unanimous means exactly two things. One, how many people are in the union and how many people were present who said yes.
Jenny, may I clarify?
Please do.
Unanimous means that all of the people present voted for the motion.
And there was
Indeed,
And
correct.
I
Thank
assume
you.
there was a quorum. I don't know what their rules are.
Well, excellent
And
question.
there was a quorum, which means at least half the people were present.
Well, one would assume, or perhaps 2/3. I'm not sure what their bylaws call for.
Yeah, pretty typically a quorum, maybe half. But it's
Okay,
less.
yes.
very good. I would welcome that clarification.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes as
First, we have to,
vote on the motion?
yes, so.
So I just want to clarify, I'm going to go back and listen to it, and if that's not what she said in the meeting, I can't type it just because she's saying it.
Okay, totally.
I will go back and listen to the recording.
So I would make a vote to accept the minutes per the secretary's amendments. That we'll accept at the next meeting after she listens to.
So why don't we just defer the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
Just do it that.
Okay.
Withdraw the motions and
Okay.
defer the minutes until next
Okay.
meeting when you have a chance to.
Reports, I sent, letter to the food selectmen regarding the study that indicated, he called me, he indicated that he for study, doesn't think that a location, he thinks it would be very difficult to get a location Um, and so he doesn't think that's the best use of the town resources. He did encourage me to go look at fire stations. Firefighters also do that, so there was a second letter that was really Alex.
Actually, could you repeat that? Because I think Joe Commissioner
Sure.
was very involved when he offered a lot of insight into this, I think, when he brought this up last year. I just think that he should hear that.
So this is the letter I sent regarding the study.
Okay.
And I spoke with the first selectman, he told me, he indicated that he did not want to go forward with the firehouse location study right now because he didn't feel it was likely to, felt it would be very difficult to get a location, locate a firehouse. I think therefore it would be a cause investment in town funds. But he did encourage me to go look at existing firehouse stations. If you also firefighter. And then there was a second letter I was supposed to send that was really Alex's motion, so I've sent a draft of that letter to Alex. He was the one who did that. I sent it yesterday.
Was to hire more fire marshals, inspectors, or inspectors?
Fire marshal.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, right. Can we discuss the first selectman's response to that letter? Or- So,
Recall?
Sure.
Either here or under old business, either one.
okay.
We do it under old business.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
stuff that we will get through. Yep, thank you. We'll do it.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, thanks to Commissioner Brennan, brought to my attention that congratulations are due to firefighter Caitlin Congressman Rivera, whose profiles of courage and cancer. Firefighter Tom Jasowski, East Hartford Fire Department. Article appeared in the Hartford categories of best feature, best column categories of the IA.
So as you reported, Mr. Chairman, first selectman informed me that he has pulled, will not approve the station study to go forward to the Board of Selectmen for their consideration and approval. And he also waterfall the 600,000 station patients and as a bid for Station 1 bathroom, it exceeded the available budget. So back to in the waterfall process, requested the full amount of project, $600,000, based on the bid. And determination those are two significant initiatives forward on, and I have provided to the acting or interim CFO, David Becker, all of the documentation for stations, projects, station studies, so two of them, first in 2016, the second updated our Silva Petrocelli townwide facilities report, which included all the fire stations and our priority list for those operating budget renovations that get handled through DPW, things like paving and replacing windows. You know, the windows at Station 1 are original to the building. They did the first floor some years ago. Second floor windows and other items that fall under. I provided all that information to Mr. Becker and meeting their understanding of what the vision is for.
Sure.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing what I'm hearing. Not going to fund the study. Put money out of redoing the old buildings.
I'm not, I think part of it may be that he's, the first selectman wants to speak to Becker also. Some firefighter. Stuff.
But what the selectman is saying basically right now is no study, no fix the firehouse. That's what I'm hearing. Now he may go back and you know, say, okay, we're gonna do another study or we're gonna do this or whatever. But at this point in time, he's not looking at moving forward on any of the capital stuff.
Or he may just be falling back to figure out what he wants to fix. But I got that sense. He wanted to sit down with Mr. Because he mentioned that we should probably, since he said he's aware that there's, that's what he did, so.
I've been through the firehouses. I know.
Which would be a justification for a station study, but.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean-
I don't disagree, but
I've been in places in these.
The cheap money right here, and this is, let's just. Start it. The sequence of events. Been asking for a station study for a very long time.
right.
Before we have funding for the station study. The expectation is we complete the station study by now, was my expectation. And that any subsequent work in the station would be informed by station study. Now, the station study didn't get approved by the last administration. Here we are, February of 2024. The bathroom money, the timing of the waterfall approval comes up at the same time as the station study. So why would you put money into a station when you haven't done the study? And they both get canceled. There is an expectation that, you know, there is going to be a larger grand scheme. But at this point, I don't know how that reformed vision for maintaining the firehouses or developing the firehouses, how that is going to be executed. Whether that's going to be internal evaluation or external, all of that is unknown to me.
I'm not sure either, but it does sound like he wanted to speak with Mr. to him. From Southwood. Do you have a question? Your hand
I
is-
don't. No, I apologize. I got to get it down, but I'm worried, Liam, that I'll disconnect myself, so I'm not changing it.
Okay,
I know how you feel.
I do not have a question, gentlemen.
okay. Thanks.
So I provided all that information to Mr. Becker with the expectation to follow up with an in-person meeting with the deputy chief, myself, and Assistant Chief Sherwood, who did the legwork for both of the station evaluations. I think that I have shared those documents with the commission in the past.
So this decision by the first selectman delays us for a full year to expect the study to be done at minimum
Not sure there's going to be a study.
this year. For this year, like, right, we.
So the station study could be done at any time because there's funding for it.
Okay, okay.
It is an independent act by the Board of Selectmen to approve it, and then it goes to Board of Finance and RTM to do a contract for that. So that can happen at any time, but I think your assessment overall is accurate, that there is, I would couch it this way, there is no plan to move forward. And so that is just an open-ended issue that I can't say it's suspended for X amount of time. There is just not any plan at this point.
What is Mr. Becker's role in our government?
He is the interim CFO.
He has firefighter experience with.
He is the fire chief of the Southport Volunteer Fire Department.
Is he here that?
He has.
In here, but I don't think it was that night. I don't think.
Sure, Senator.
He's the current head of the Southport. Can we invite him to
The chief.
invite him to a meeting? 'Cause they're
So,
They have a
rarely-
standing invitation.
I know, but they're
Right.
rare. Can we like send them a letter saying we'd
Can you
love
show up?
for you to come to this? Cause.
Yeah, he works for the selectmen.
Yeah.
Right, but
So-
he's the CFO, he's got experience, like, he sounds like a person that we can like, right now, I just feel from this commission, which I get, right, like, the town has money to spend, and a lot of things they need to spend money on, right? I think if we would be, we're trying to be more informed here, that's our goal, right? And it's unfortunate that goal to be more informed, we stopped now. I think if we got Mr. Beck here and many things, just send him a letter saying, hey, we'd love you to come as a CFO and inform us more.
I'd love to get the first selectman here.
And that would be great, yeah. Like, and just help us, because we're trying to get more informed, and I think they can come and inform us more. I think Mr. Becker could come and serve two roles, he could update us on the Southport Fire Department, and the thinking, we can't get the first selectman, thinking of the financial reasons behind this, and we would learn more. A wonderful use of our time next.
Yes, it would. We will invite him.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you. Well, no, I think we're inviting him with this specific reason, and I tell him he's not walking to the Lions Den, right? We just want to be more informed. Like, we would
Right.
literally just ask questions
Right.
and try and learn more about this process, because we're stuck on a lot of different things based on this study, and a lot of.
I kind of get the sense, we had proceeded on a certain course. There was a prior administration, there was a switch in administration. I think that we had been hoping that there would be an additional fire station for the northeast corner of the town. And given the difficulties in getting such a station up and running, I think unless, a property presents itself, it's going to be somewhere where the confidence that you could get it through zoning, not where it would all come out in opposition to it, something like that. I think you have to take it through eminent domain. It's unlikely that there's going to be an additional firehouse. That was the main purpose, or a significant purpose for this study. I don't think I think the first selectman wants to fall back for his option.
Well, we're not gonna get Notre Dame at Fairfield. So, I
No,
understand
but
the
have
thing,
we
but-
creatively approached Sacred Heart to say,
Yeah.
we need to carve something out? Is there an
Work-
option?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can work with.
They have
I-
RECC now.
I think getting Mr. Becker here
Yeah,
would just, listen, we'd love to get the first selectman here, I don't know if that's gonna happen, right? But if we get Mr. Becker as head of the Southport Fire Department,
right.
he plays an integral role, he can inform, we can just come in, we can even like pre-write questions for him, so he feels like he's coming here and he's not walking into a lion's den,
Right.
and that's a wonderful, I said that kind of with my Irish sense of humor,
Mhm.
but what an idea, right? We could all work on this together.
Sure.
Right, and
Yeah.
we have the union waiting on us for other answers where, we've been saying like, we wanna have this study done before we can make other decisions, so I think this is just like, we'll have a lot of answers.
I don't think, yes, but I think the union would be more concerned about the condition of the existing firehouses.
it all rolls into the same thing. It all rolls.
We need a new plan.
need a new plan. What, I mean, part of the new plan is to just go look at what we have.
Yes. Why don't we try to schedule
Yes.
so that we can go do that?
Yes, so that we can kind of push those issues, because that would at least get,
That'd be worthwhile.
yeah,
Yeah. I'll bring the coffee.
okay. Well,
Sorry, it's your story report.
Just a couple of issues. We are planning a tour for the RTM on 2 separate dates at the end of the month.
Okay.
One on a Saturday morning, one on a Tuesday night.
Why don't we
I
join
can
them?
send that to you so
Yep.
that you see it. And if those times are convenient, if you want to do it separately as the commission, we can certainly do that. If you want to roll in with the RTM, I have no idea at this point because they haven't sent out the firm dates to the RTM and the times, what the attendance is going to look like, but RTM, every
think that would be
moderator,
good.
Liz Zesma asked for a couple of dates.
I think that would be a great idea.
Mr. Chairman, I have a statement
Yeah.
just on that, and Commissioner Brennan can correct me if I'm wrong. If we're all there together,
It's a
We can
meeting.
do an FOI, it's fun.
We can notice it as a meeting, yes,
yeah, you know, okay,
yes.
yeah, because if we're all there, but if we split up between both tours,
But the
That
tours
doesn't
are gonna be FOI'd anyway, because the RTM can't go do it either.
okay. All right, I just want to make sure that we don't get ourselves in more trouble. So,
But yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, Liam and I talked about it earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, big nice.
We could notice it and we could say, this meeting,
yep,
there will be a substantial portion of the commission which may
as
constitute.
long as it's, as
And
long
it
as
will
there's a
not be
public
on
session.
Zoom,
Yeah,
it'll only be in person.
but
I would like to make a comment about the additional station and the notion that Sacred Heart.
It just
The
was an
reason
example.
why, well, it's come up as an example enough times that people start believing that that's a good location. We have a very long response time to Sacred Heart from Jackman Avenue. That's, well accepted. Sacred Heart's in the northwest corner of the town. The concept between northeastern corner, the concept about station location is that you have 360 degrees of response time, 1.5 miles of 360 degrees of response, travel distance, to make the most effective use of a station. We have a station in the northwest corner of town. And because it's so isolated, we bend over backwards to make sure that it's staffed all the time. We'll switch crews around to bring them training, make sure that we're keeping an engine up there. And that happens on a regular basis. We don't want to replicate that problem at Sacred Heart. There are locations that would be appropriate that would shrink, if, as I describe it, the donut hole. We have Greenfield Hill, we have Stratfield, and we have Jennings Road. In the middle of that donut is Upper Black Rock Turnpike. If a station, and this is just my institutional knowledge, if we put a station there, it would shrink Greenfield
Past the
Hill
Hi-Ho or
somewhere short of Hi-Ho.
past America?
There's been talk, there is some property that might be undervalued north of Hi-Ho. The Greenfield Hill District, which is very large, makes response times there better. It would shrink the Stratfield District, which would make response times in Stratfield better because they're not coming all the way up Fairfield Woods Road. And for Jennings Road, one of the problems that we anticipate, and this is what I was hoping that the studies would really dig into, is the simultaneous calls for service. When you think where we're building, the primary response units for where we're building residential units is Jennings Road. So if Jennings Roads gets sucked down to below 95 to all this development on a more routine basis, that leaves that whole section of town unprotected. Now think of a response time to Upper Black Rock Turnpike, which would normally be Jennings Road. You have Stratfield coming all the way up or Greenfield Hill coming all the way down, and if you put it with easy access onto the parkway, you could actually get to Sacred Heart. That is, we don't have concurrence or consensus over where, if we were to build a new station, we don't have consensus, where would be the best location. For $30,000, we can answer that question, whether it's needed, what benefit it would have on all of those issues and others. I just want to clarify the issue of a station at Sacred Heart. It may not be, and I don't want it to get legs. So I just want to, be clear about how I view it. And hopefully we can ultimately get to a study. I do think that what a study does, and I concur with the chairman, eminent domain is an awful solution. However, if you have a study that says this general area is the best location if you're going to build a new station, or this location is a great location if you're going to move a station like Stratfield to closer to the center of the district. A station study would give you a report that could be actionable should property become available in those two locations. It may not be if you don't want to take it by eminent domain. It may not be immediate, but I think that there is a study does provide some good, reliable data that could be actionable at the right time.
It also let the property owners know where we're looking,
But
so that, somebody may approach us.
so
I don't disagree, but
So first step is tour.
yes.
And there is a pause. All we know right now, and I don't want to read, we have a pause in the station study and the renovation. I have a expectation that David Becker and I and Deputy Chief and Assistant Chief Sherwood will get together to try to get better clarity on timing of what the next step is.
How do we do that? Try to get,
When's was tour supposed to take place?
The tours are the end of, so that's the RTM tour.
Yeah, so I think,
and the chief meeting, those two
yes,
things
well,
ought to happen.
I think we go to this tour and we coincide that with a letter to David Becker
Mhm.
inviting him to our next meeting, so we don't lose another month. And I think we work on questions that we want answered, so he comes prepared, informed, and that way he doesn't feel like he's, I get it, like it's a whole new administration,
Mhm.
people probably feel a little antsy, right? That's not what we're looking to do here. We don't bring the heat from this table. We're just trying to be more intelligent about these things and get answers so that we can help the town make better financial decisions on what we all agree that we see the train coming, that the town's gonna need another fire station. Right? I think we all kind of.
Or relocated.
We all agree that is a strong possibility. Because none of us, like, you're the most informed of all of us, and you still can't say absolutely what the answer is, nor what do we want you to, right? But I think just this delaying of it, and I'm not pointing the finger at anybody, I think it's just like with the political scene and the new election and stuff. We shouldn't delay here. We should always be trying to inch it forward. And I think the way we do this is tour is a great idea, but then at the same time, we send a letter to David Becker inviting him here specifically. And we'll just send him questions.
Collaborate.
Yeah, to collaborate. Wonderful word. Thank you.
That we
I'll
want
make
to
a formal
collaborate and how we
motion. We'll
decide
make
the
a formal
next
motion
steps.
for that after we get to the reports. Okay. Right?
Capital budget, there is one item remaining on our capital budget approval, and it's the shop truck. It will go to selectmen on Tuesday, and we'll move forward on that request. Staffing, we do have two new firefighters that started today. Sean Stewart and Clayton Ahern, which the commission selected. Two very, very solid candidates. I think that they will do very well.
I feel like I have more
And
children.
Really excited about them starting today. So they will complete one of the comments back from, we talked to the people who come out of the academy. It's like, what will make your experience at the academy better? What do we do to help you be successful there? And the last cycle, Chief Barry cycled them through some hands-on with self-contained breathing apparatus, because at the academy, it becomes a real challenge for you, especially for those that have no firefighting experience. And so, a good solid afternoon working, understanding how self-contained breathing apparatus works, how to put it on, how to take it off, how to, adjust it, is time very well spent. So that's part of today. Tomorrow, they are doing that onboarding training here, and then Monday night they go to the academy and they start on. They will finish up the end of May. So excited about that. Entry-level testing, we have worked through all of the issues. We're 8 fire departments that will participate in that. The departments over on the east side of the state, Mansfield and Willimantic, have withdrawn, as has East Hartford and other. But we have a plan. We have a system. Firefighter app will do the will do the application. FBSI will do the testing. We will do the interview. So we'll move forward, and they can test. The tests will be run March and September of each year. So anybody we miss in the process that did not, the day after the test, someone invariably calls and says, "When can I take a test?" And it's like 2 years from now, and you lose that. So we will now be able to say every 6 months in perpetuity, there will be a test. Similar to what we do with the promotional test, is every 2 years in March, you can plan for it. Life gets in the way, you have a baby or other life circumstances. I can't test this time for promotion because I don't have the time to study, but I know that it's going to come 2 years, in March every other year. So I think it's a good way to move
Do we
forward.
know the timing of our next text?
So right now, the packages are coming out of Firefighter app. And they will start the application period once all of the departments send the paperwork back. And we're expecting the end of March. And that's it. I have the deputy's report. He left right at 4:30, and we were at a meeting here. He was turning green. I got to go home. To the point that I texted to make sure he was home. Texted his wife, "Did he get home safe?" Yes, he went right to bed. But there's nothing here that we haven't already done.
Question, Commissioner.
How are we making out with the doors? Garage doors? It's still slamming down?
We have engaged the town attorney to intervene on our behalf because we are not happy with the one station, one door. You expect one door, one station would be glitchy. We have 9 doors, 3, 6, 9, 11 doors. Every one of them had a problem. So, and the company can't find a way to fix them. So we went to the town attorney and had a discussion about performance bonds and all of that. They have not yet reached back. I don't think that they have reached out formally. President of the company.
So my concern is 2 concerns. 1, door doesn't go up and we can't get the trucks out. 2, the door comes down and clips somebody. Those are my 2 concerns.
So there is an emergency release, so we can always get the door up. Heavy door, but we can get it up. And there's an emergency brake that were installed on all the doors to prevent them from unspooling and come crashing down. And those brakes have worked. But the concern is, why is the emergency brake operating? That should be once in a lifetime kind of event.
That should be for a catastrophic failure, not a regular
Not
failure.
a regular, so we have some work to do, but we've engaged an attorney with purchasing agent to put pressure on. And small company, they can't afford to lose their performance bond. That's a very bad mark on any company. So I will follow up between this and the next meeting. I will make sure that we send you.
Yeah, please.
Any other questions? For volunteers? Stratfield volunteers. Here, local 1426 here. Thank you for getting everything working.
Mark Smoot, I'm the secretary. President Tuttle sends his best from sunny and warm Florida. He is currently sitting on the NFPA 1710 board. He is a recognized subject matter expert, and he is participating in the update of NFPA 1710 right now. So he gives you guys his best. Personally, I hope he gets a sunburn because it's too cold up here. Regarding the study, I can't personally speak to any reason why it's not moving forward, why it is, or anything. What I can say is that Local 1426 did our own GIS study. I know Bill has told you guys that. It looked at OSHA, it looked at NFPA 1710, and it looked at response times of an effective firefighting force regarding compliance with OSHA and NFPA. If you guys would like that, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. It's a little bit confusing to start, but once you get through it, it's not necessarily about the time. It's about percentage of roads that would be in compliance. So it outlines our current percentage of roads in the town that we are compliant with OSHA and NFPA. It then adds a fourth position on each apparatus, updates the percentage of roads that we would be in compliance, and then it adds a sixth station arbitrarily for no other reason than just to see what it would do in that northern section of town near Sacred Heart. It adds that station with 4 personnel, and it updates the percentage of compliance. So if the commission would like that, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Sometimes Bill's busy, sometimes you don't really want to talk to Bill. I get it.
That didn't come from us.
No, I understand. And I'd be more than happy to walk you guys through it. I'd be more than happy to speak to you guys regarding anything about it.
Sure, yeah, if you want to.
Question.
Percentage of roads, do you mean the percentage of the addresses along the road that it's in compliance?
Yeah, so it'll show.
How wide the road?
No. It'll show each road in town, and the ones that we are in compliance with will be highlighted, and then it'll tell you what that highlight means.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Virginia had one before me.
Holding your actual hand up. Yeah, Commissioner.
Question?
Yes.
Thank you. I apologize. I'm not sure who's speaking, but I know he helped you with my handshake, but I'd like to ask, if you could clarify, sir, you used 2 sections of numbers, 1410 and 1426. Would you clarify for me what the difference is between the two? Are they unions, and what are the differences?
So 1426 is our locals number within the IAFF. So that's the Fairfield Firefighters Local 1426. NFPA 1710 is the
1710.
Yep, that is the standard that is used by the NFPA to assert members per apparatus as well as response times, an effective firefighting force for different hazard classes of buildings.
Very good, understood. Thank you.
I have a question
Commissioner.
for basically for the commission. Would it be beneficial for us if the union, Mark, next month or the month after, actually does a presentation about what's in that report and not just, well, the report was done, you know, to actually, I don't wanna call it dog and pony show.
No, I understand.
You know, at 10-15 minute stops.
Yeah.
You know, cause I know, I deal with the reports and everything else. You can go on for hours on end. Dealing with NFPA stuff. So, yeah, if we can just get a little presentation, either by yourself or by Bill when he gets back, or maybe somebody else who's, you know, really fluent in it. And so that way we can all have an understanding at least where you're coming from.
Right. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that.
And
for you guys.
it may not be where the town study is gonna come from, but we'll have an understanding at least where that study came from.
Right, because it informs us more, that's what we're trying to do, we're just trying to get more intelligent on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So do we want to schedule that for next meeting, the following meeting?
That's, I don't know. how-
Whatever you guys wanna do, I should be around for next meeting if you want me to present it to you guys. I have no problem.
Make a motion for next meeting? Motion or?
I don't think a motion needs to be made. We'll just put it on the agenda under 1426 and then a sub note that you're gonna do the presentation on studies.
Absolutely.
You know, do you have the date of the next meeting?
14th of March.
Yeah, 14th?
Yes.
So for your birthday, we're giving you a study.
Just
I'll
when you
watch
want
the
it.
video later.
Just instant. Thank you, that was great. Sir, is it?
No, sir, today.
No, sir, they're usually here.
They're recruiting though, right?
Yes, they are.
Was there some
Yeah,
separate-
and on the first Saturday of the month, I think March 2nd, the class starts here.
Mhm.
We'll run 5
Could they
weeks.
The
sign up or
recruiting
no?
sign
Yeah.
is in front of the department. There's station one.
Donations, I didn't see any.
I don't think we have any. We have a
Yeah.
thank you note, but I don't
Yes.
see donation.
There's no donations in the package.
And then I have under new business tour of stations, so you're
We
going,
did that.
you're going to give us those.
Mhm.
Because I think we do have to notice, I'll notice those as
Mhm.
just in case. For the FOI.
Mhm.
So theoretically, members of the public also.
Mhm.
Yeah. But other new business.
I think I'm good with the strategy we've laid down, that we're gonna do the tour. And
Presentation.
so I guess I have to make a motion though. I think we should send a letter, to David Becker, inviting him to the next meeting. And can we work on questions?
Well, my concern is, they're gonna do the presentation, do that at a different meeting, or do David first and then do theirs. Otherwise, we're gonna be here.
Which
till 11 o'clock.
which is more important? to
I would rather hear the study first.
Okay, so let's do
Because
that.
by that time, maybe Dave and the selectmen will have more information, you know, and then they can.
This is ready to go.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold my motion next month if we need it.
Is there any old business?
I don't know if this would have been old or new. We received an email regarding the new OSHA requirements for fit. And if you can, Chief, just go over that a little bit. I mean, I missed the presentation and I gotta go. It's recorded, but.
So for the first time in a very, very long time, decades, OSHA is revising their standards. And as it relates to, it was a fire brigade standard, and it's been expanded, or it has been interpreted to apply to career fire departments and some volunteer fire departments, depending on whether they are categorized as employees or not. Because if they're just volunteers and get no remuneration at all, they don't come under the. They are looking at every part of our job to, in this process, they have put it on the National Register. And there is a comment period for the proposed standard, which is a 90-day comment period. Then followed by any replies that they have. There may be another comment period based on any revisions to the proposed rule. And we're probably 6 months out from a new updated rule. Much of it is about paperwork. Much of it is what we're already in compliance with. But there are parts that, we need to dig into, and we'll do that while the comment period is going on, because a majority of what they have proposed will survive the process. There may be some adjustments, maybe some limits that they change, but this is a good process for us to embrace and make internal adjustments as appropriate.
So, not that you'll want to read and wade through it all, or that I think it's appropriate, but I have it, so I'm sending everybody the link.
Put the headphones on at work and let it go. While I'm doing my work. Case.
Motion appropriate to adjourn?
Question?
Question.
Yes.
It's really not a question. Liam, I'd like to make a comment if I might. At the appropriate conversation that we just had, I would like to be on the record as thanking Commissioner Brennan and Burke for fielding some of the commentary that has come our way in the past month. It was quite concerning in reference to whether it be the chief or anyone else, including the commissioners. It was sometimes distressing, not sure how I was to take it, but I would like to thank again Commissioner Brennan and Burke for fielding whatever needed to be fielded. And I thank you for your comments and engaging in the appropriate conversation when necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes, have it.
Feel better, Jenny.
Thank you so much. Thank you.